He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it to Frazier.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKinnon's on touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
It's a rainy morning in the state capitol. We're at Crampton Bowl, where we've got a big Class 6A Region 2 showdown. Opelika taking on Lee-Montgomery in the WOTM Game of the Week, brought to you by Ox Foundations. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Tommy Wood along with Coach Rick Rhodes. It's kind of odd to say good morning here on a Saturday.
But good morning, sir.
But we do have some high school football coming your way, and, Coach, this should be a good one.
Yeah, it really should. Region championship implications, and the third player will be important, too, the weatherman.
We've got some great athletes taking the field. Let's take a look at some of our impact players in this game.
Well, for Opelika, we want to feature the senior running back, Eric Watts, number 37. He's a good one. 751 yards on the year, 107 yards per game, 6 yards a carry, and 10 TDs. For Robert E. Lee, defensive lineman, 6'6", 315-pound Anquin Barnes, the number 17 ranked player in the state of Alabama. He's an NFL-type body. He'll be all over the field.
Well, we mentioned the weather playing a role in this ball game, but there are some great athletes taking the field. Let's talk about some of our Metro goals keys to this game.
Well, the weather is going to be a factor, and I think it's going to emphasize these things even more. The running game is going to be important. I think Opelika has got to run the ball to set up the pass. I think that's very, very important. Robert E. Lee is going to play against a very, very formidable Opelika defensive line. They're going to have to do well up front on both sides of the ball, get consistent, good yardage on first down, negative plays on defense.
Big-time region showdown this morning. Class 6A Region 2 takes the headlines as Opelika takes on Lee-Montgomery. Kickoff coming up next.
While you're at home with family for the next few weeks, don't put off scheduling home repairs. Call Ox Foundation for a free estimate. With more time at home, you tend to notice things you haven't in the past. Mold and moisture in your basement or crawl space, uneven driveways, stair-step cracks in your exterior brick, uneven floors and doors. If your home is showing weakness, it's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Stay strong, Alabama.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. Tune in to WOTM every Thursday night at 7 for the AHSAA WOTM Game of the Week. WOTM available to every cable TV provider in the state. If WOTM is not currently a part of your provider's channel lineup, call and request WOTM. On Thursday, October 15th, the Gordo Green Wave travels to Fayette to take on the Fayette County Tigers. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the football Super 7 and basketball, baseball, and softball championships.
Without our contest officials, we would have no contest. I truly encourage our parents to be a shining example of sportsmanship regarding our contest officials and setting an example for everyone, as well as coaches and fans across this state, to treat our officials with respect.
Opelika, Lee-Montgomery battling here on this Saturday morning. Again, a big Class 6A Region 2 showdown. As you've got Opelika undefeated. They can nail down the region championship. Good look right there. Coach Eric Spiegman, his third season as head coach of the Opelika Bulldogs, 22-9. But, Coach, one interesting stat, 13-1 in region play.
Well, that's not perfect, but it's about as close as you can get, Tommy. And, they've dominated region play.
On the other side, Lee-Montgomery led by Eric Hudson. His second season has been at Lee for a long time, Coach.
7 years as the defensive coordinator, second year as the head coach, 11-5 overall. And you can see he's got his game face on today. He might want to think about a rain jacket, though, before it's all over, because it is going to be coming down.
We are underway here. And the return to the 25-yard line and breaking a tackle there, 30 to the 35. Good opening return there for Lee as they will come out offensively here to open this thing up. As we said, we expect rain throughout this game, off and on. There are possibly some heavy showers headed our way as they will try to do that. And ball security, Coach, we can say it right now. We'll say it a lot during this game. I think ball security is big key.
Yeah, you know, things change on a wet field. 2 hands on the ball all the time. You're a little bit softer with your handoffs. As you throw the football, you got to really concentrate on the catch. Cut your stride down a little bit, weight between the ankles. All those things become real important on a wet field. This is a turf field, though, which will help.
Opening up, shotgun formation. Williams in the backfield along with Davis. Problem the snap already, and down it goes.
Well, that didn't take long.
We thought it would become a factor. How about on the first play of the game that time? Again, just the snap coming back there. He just lost control of it.
Well, you could see he started to snap the ball. As you said, Tommy, the ball never gets airborne. As a matter of fact, it kind of rolls an inch, and then the center, as you look at him right there, he pats it with his hand to even get it off the line of scrimmage.
Dimitri McKee trying to snap it back there, and that's the thing one I wanted to mention too. A lot of these teams, obviously from the shotgun formation, a lot more difficult to get that back there than just the quarterback being under center. This time, good snap, handed off, fake in the backfield, flips it on the outside, out to the 35-yard line, and slipping a defender to the 39 on the catch. Out there for Lee is going to be Jonathan Reese. Good play there.
Yeah, really well executed by Williams. That's the run-pass option in RPO. The flat defender takes the quarterback, and watch Williams. He just flips it out to the uncovered wide receiver out there. Nice catch by Jonathan Reese, and picks up a nice gain.
Reggie Davis in the backfield has over 1,000 yards. He had that in the first 4 games. They'll fake it to him. Flip it down the middle again. Catch is going to be made midfield into Opelika territory to the 46-yard line. On the reception that time is Dillahay.
Well, that's the inside version of the same concept. You can see it comes off the fake again. This time reads the linebacker. The linebacker moves with the dive play, throws the slant right in behind him. Very well executed. Nice catch there by Dillahay, Christopher Dillahay.
There have been 2 play fakes to Reggie Davis, and he's gotten walloped both times. And here's confusion in the backfield, going to be recovered by Opelika.
What a strange-looking play, Tommy.
Very strange.
He almost caught that snap in the air, and I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Let's see what happens here.
Well, the snap is...
Again, as the center bobbles it, then he just kind of tries to shovel it back. Watch this. He just kind of flips it back.
It's a double snap, Tommy. I mean, it obviously not able to grip the ball. Now, you know what part of the problem may be? I don't know if Lee Center is wearing gloves or not, but if he is, they're going to go as we get a good look at the ever-present turnover chain that we see in college and high school football now.
Trevon Moore will wear that around the neck for a little while as he gets the turnover there, and a quick change. Bobbled problems with the snap on 2 of the first 4 plays there.
Yeah, really very, very unusual. And Dimitri McKee, the Lee Center, has gotten airtime 2 plays in a row, which an offensive lineman does not want, I can tell you.
Watts tries the right side. He'll get about a yard there. Normally you see maybe a high snap or a low snap, but never really, it looked like a sweep. I mean, both hands and just flipped it back there.
2 of those snaps in the first series, he really had to double hit to get him back there.
Back to Watts again. We'll try the left side this time. A couple more yards. Going to set up 3rd down for Opelika. And as you said, if you're a center, you really don't want to be called out in the first series of the game. You want to be unnoticed.
Yeah. You really don't want to be on TV.
And that's one thing that you look at, in this ball game. So far, Opelika snaps have been pretty good.
Yeah, they really have. And you don't know if it's the structure of the ball again, if it's gloves. And that's
trying to pass play too high, looking out there on the outside.
And I was going to say, Tommy, excuse me.
Go ahead.
Not only is it raining pretty good right now, but there's also about a 13 to 20 mile an hour wind going from the right of your screen across to the left as you look at it, and that's going to affect the passing game as well, and snaps.
Again, the effects of Hurricane Delta. As you see the wind.
That'll show you a little wind.
There. That gives you an idea of what these guys are trying to hang with right now. Here it is 4th down. Just take it back and gonna try to pooch it down. This could be very effective if it'll stop right there, and couldn't get it in. And it will roll into the end zone, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Look, they had a little bit of opportunity, just couldn't shovel it back in play. So 1st and 10 for Lee-Montgomery.
Yeah, had the right idea on the quarterback, kind of not a quick kick, but not a punt either. Safety can't afford to go back, but just couldn't down the ball inside the 5.
So Lee, let's see if they've remedied some of these snap issues in the first drive. There's Jaquel Williams, 5'8", 165, a junior. As he will bring the Generals out for their second offensive possession. This time looks like he's going to move up under center. See if that will help some of the snap issues here. Hand it off left side. Davis nowhere to run. And we talked a little bit off air, but this defensive front for Opelika, this is what Opelika football has been for generations. It seems like always a great defensive line.
Well, you know, they're wide bodies, and I don't mean that in a derogative way, and they can move. You can see right there, number 98, Eric Thomas, 6'2", 310. That's a lap. That's a lap full. Number 50 right there, Kai Stevens, 5'11", 240.
Trouble in the backfield on the snap again, and Williams just going to have to pounce on it to keep possession. You see the snap right here. Williams ready for it, just kind of goes through his hands that time. Not terrible a snap that he just couldn't hang on to. And like I said, you're just trying to hold on to basically a greased pig here in the first quarter.
And you can see how wet the ball is. I'm surprised the ball really is that wet that quick. You know, normally officials will have a bag, they'll put them in, and they'll rotate balls around. But that ball is soaked already. You know, on a wet field like this, I mean, you can see how wet the ball is. I mean, you have to be very careful of your snaps, and you have to look the snap all the way in. And, I mean, this is just, I don't know why we had a whistle.
Flag over there. Looks like somebody may have jumped before. It is illegal procedure against Lee, so that's going to take it to 3rd and 19.
Well, obviously they're going to have to make some kind of an adjustment on the Lee sideline, or they're going to take themselves out of the game because right now they can't execute the center quarterback exchange, which is pretty fundamental.
And he's snapping, basically holding one end of the football and one tip, and so really does not have a lot of area to get his hands on it. May have to look at another way to try to snap it. They'll go back up under center here on 3rd and 19. They'll just give it to Davis, and he's hit right in the backfield, nothing.
Well, and this really hurts the Generals, too, having to go under center like this because this is not their game. I mean, you saw they're very proficient now at RPOs and getting the ball on the edge, but if they have to run right at that big Opelika defensive line, it's going to be a long day.
Now, shotgun snaps have been a problem. This could be the turning point when you start talking about punt snaps. Because you're having someone back there 14 yards, and as you mentioned, the football's so wet right now. This is going to be really tough on trying to figure out how they can get the snap back there to punt it away.
Conventional wisdom would agree with that.
Lee takes a break. They may be talking about just that. We'll find out when we come back.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Don't just dream it. Call Family Savings Credit Union. Right now, get something you want for as low as 2.24% APR. You can even apply online or by phone. Family Savings Credit Union, where your money grows with you and your family.
Special thanks to our friends down in the Opelika area, Van Riggs and D-Mark, for your home for Opelika football. Kicker and Fox Radio. We appreciate them partnering with us as we bring you this game today. Appreciate all the help getting ready for this game. A couple of great guys. We appreciate them helping out WOTM. Again, your home for Opelika football.
I heard Coach Spence McCracken on their broadcast. Of course, legendary high school coach in the state of Alabama. He and I went to graduate school together.
Did you really? I bet he could tell some stories.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you.
We went to AUM Montgomery together, and we spent more time drawing plays than we did really listening to the we went to Troy Montgomery. I'm sorry.
That's a good snap back to the punter. Gets it out of there.
Snap.
Very good. Gets it away, and a good punt. Going to roll across midfield.
Tommy,
you couldn't ask for anything better right there.
Well, I want you to look at the ball, too. I mean, that was not that rain-soaked football that we had been looking at. That would look like a brand-new ball, much lighter color, and, I mean, they're going to have to swap the football out in a hurry.
The managers could be some of the most MVPs of this game. Getting those fresh footballs in, and that time, again, good snap back to the punter. He gets it out of there. And like I said, I don't think you could have asked for anything better.
No.
Here comes Opelika.
Great job.
Malik Finley bringing the Bulldogs up. We'll go to Watts. He's hit a couple of times. Finds about 5, maybe 6 yards there.
Good tough running inside by Watts. I mean, he's got the numbers. I mean, he is a north-south runner. Notice he had both hands on that football too.
Good pop on the backside.
You know, he's only 5'10", 170 pounds, but ran pretty tough. As we get a look here again, Tommy, that rain's coming down.
Second down at about 6. Little speed sweep to the right side, trying to get the corner, and does. That's going to be a first down to the 40-yard line, down to the 39. Amherst first down on the carry that time. By number 24, it's Tolbert on the carry there.
Well, as you look at the play right there, the first thing you're going to notice, I think, is the right side of the Opelika line does an excellent job of sealing the Robert E. Lee defense. Good blocks on the edge, but we do have a flag, and looks like this one may come back.
Yeah, he got that corner. It may have been a hold out there on the edge. Let's see what the officials after the mark off make it 2nd and 14 now. You hear the rain banging on the camera mics. This time, quarterback keeper coming to the near side. Finley in trouble, and going to be kind of tough to hit the perimeter on this Lee defense. They're a very fast unit on the outside.
Yeah, that was William Middleton now, who ran him down from a safety position. 6 foot, 200-pound senior. Watch him. He comes inside out and runs that alley and just does a great job of outrunning Finley to the sideline on that quarterback keeper.
So you've seen Opelika have a little bit of success up the middle, but perimeter is going to be tough sledding, I think, for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 15 right here. We'll go back to Watts. Watts finds a little gap. He'll take it out close to the 45-yard line. That'll be a scrum right there and bring up 4th down. Opelika.
That's an awful lot of red right there, Tommy.
You're talking about getting to the football. That's a defense pursuing to the ball right there. Good job.
Yeah, they ran a little veer scheme up front, just blocked down and read the end man, but Robert E. Lee would have nothing of it, and brings up this 4th down.
So Opelika punting it away again. That was going to roll inside the 10. Wow, what a play. Inside the 2-yard line.
Great kick, great coverage.
That thing just died and rolled in, and good coverage hustling down the field there. And you look at the way this has started for both teams, but Lee especially offensively just cannot get these snaps going early from that shotgun. So 2 big miscues here early, recovered there. Another snap that goes awry.
Well, I want to tell you, Tommy, something to look for now when they come back out again. Look for the color of that football. If it's that dark, almost black color again, they're going to have a hard time down here. If that ball's kind of an orange color, that means they've brought out a new ball right here. And, of course, we can't see the football, but
well, he bobbled that snap, and
I'll guarantee you that football is a dark brown.
You got maybe a half yard, just quarterback keeper. Yeah, that's that old dark football there. And like I said, I would be going, hey, can we bring that punting football back out?
I mean, inflated old rubber tires.
Because dropped it that time. Yeah. Let's see, did he get back on it? Yeah. Both of those snaps go through the hands of Williams.
Yep.
Even when he's under center, it's just.
Right now, they're about 30%. As you can see, that ball goes right through his hands. You can see how wet that ball is. And they're about 30% now on center quarterback exchange, which makes it impossible.
3rd down and 10 to go. As they will again face deep in their own territory. Looks like
they've gone kind of a wildcat
look here to try to get something in 3rd and 10. This time, I don't think he got
maybe a safety.
Did he break the plane?
No, they're going to give him about a foot out.
Wow. It looked like Opelika had him in the end zone. They tried to go that time to Davis. Well, he may have stretched the football out.
Well, you know, the tip just has to cross the line. Let's see if it does.
Maybe right there.
Yeah, maybe right. You know, right when he started to turn up. I mean, he may have gotten to the front white stripe over the line.
Now, punting from your own end zone. You got to go tight formation because you're basically punting from the half-inch line.
You catch it and get it out. You got to get it out in 1.2 from right here.
You see right there, he can only drop about 9 yards. Gets it low, and he does get it out there. Good job again by the punter. And now return man can't seem to pick it up, still loose. And finally will be recovered. Opelika gets on it back at the 40-yard line. That was near disaster for the Bulldogs.
That ended up as a 60-yard punt. And I mean, the old rule, if you could catch it clean, catch everything. If you can't, get away from it. And I would expect that Gerald Stinson will probably get a little reminder of that.
Good hustle downfield by Martin, able to get back on it for the Bulldogs.
But boy, what a punt for Robert E. Lee. As I said, almost a 60-yard punt to really, I mean, I think Opelika was looking at field position, what, from the plus 30-yard line probably?
Yeah, you're looking at the punting has really saved Lee-Montgomery here early. Opelika 1st and 10. Fake the speed, sweep back, going deep. That one just laying up there for a while, but the catch is going to be made and pulled in and into the end zone for the Bulldogs. Taking it to the house that time is going to be County. Check that is Jones, 22.
Well, I tell you, this is a great job by Jones. First of all, he runs a great post route and runs by the defender to that side. But his concentration, because that ball kind of hangs in the air, and watch him never lose concentration. Doesn't catch it clean, but just stays right on the ball, flips it back to himself. Has that ball high and tight now, just like you're supposed to have.
Wow.
And once that ball gets low on a deep ball like that below your knees, it's very hard to haul in. And just a great play by that young man.
Trouble on the extra point. Going to have to roll out, not going to get there. That time bobbles snap. And 6-0 will be your score. Opelika leading over Lee. Big touchdown pass right there to get the Bulldogs on the board.
Really well designed route, had a crossing route to hold the safety and ran the post right in behind him. And ball was hung up enough. You can see a little play fake off the speed sweep, and you're going to see a crossing route, not going to see it. The safety's out of the play, and watch this concentration. Gets his hands under the ball, can't catch it clean, but flips him back to himself, high and tight. That's a great reception.
It really is. He initially has it around his knees, able just to flip it up and keep an eye on it, and that is a big-time touchdown pass. And I'm going to tell you, you look at Finley on the year, 41 of 71 for 507. He hung that one up there a while, but again, great play by the receiver.
Yeah, it really was. Of course, Jones is their leading receiver. He's got 18 catches on the year, 2 TDs coming into the game. He's got 3 now, and one of them is a 76-yarder. So, you know, he's got some speed as well. So, very well executed play when you consider the weather conditions.
So Opelika gets on the board first, 6-0, leading over the Generals.
And now we'll see about if the center quarterback exchanges have been changed. A little pooch kick.
Fair catch called for, made back at the 26-yard line. It will be 1st down and 10 for Lee. So Williams comes back out. As you said, Coach, the first couple of drives, probably 30% on center quarterback exchange.
Well, you know, I think you got to do everything you can to keep that young man's hands as dry as you can, and also the center's hands dry, and you got to change those footballs out. And they may be doing every bit of that. I mean, I can't tell, but
looks like they're going to line him out here this time. They'll go back to that Wildcat. Davis in the backfield. He'll take the snap. He's going to flip it out, and that may be a lateral. It's going to roll around. They will say forward pass. He tried to flip it out. I think they were looking at a double pass there, Coach.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me, and they're very, very fortunate that ball didn't go back the other way because there was a white jersey sitting there waiting on it. And you can see not much on the throw at all. And really, I couldn't see for sure who the defender was. I think it may have been
11,
may have been Torbert, but if you'd have been playing the ball instead of the man, it might be 14-0 right now.
Rough start for Jaquel Williams. We'll go Davis trying to come to the outside. He gets the corner and be forced out of bounds. Good play out here by Stinson.
And of course, the thing that happens when you cannot secure the football on the snap is your offense is gone. I mean, you got about 90% of your offense that goes out the window. You just got to try to ensure that you can get the ball to somebody to do something, and that's not a very productive offensive philosophy.
Davis, last couple of, it's probably about 3 or 4 plays, been in the Wildcat formation. Now they go back and bring Williams shotgun. He'll stop, look to pass. Throwing down there, got a receiver and can't hang on. Had a man momentarily, but rushing back to make the stop is going to be number 11 for Opelika, and that's Torbert again.
It's a nice play by Torbert. You can watch him go up. The ball's in the receiver's hands, but watch him get his hands over the top and separate the hands from the ball. Of course, the key for any defensive back is your ability to play the ball in the air. Excellent job by that young man, Dalen Torbert, on that play.
So leaves 4th down and 2. Lee going to have to punt the football away back at their own 34-yard line. Last time that man had a little trouble on the return game. Let's see if he gets away from this one. That's a good snap and another good punt. Driving him back. He may get another roll. Look at this. Inside the 20, inside the 15, and rolling all the way down to the 10-yard line. My goodness.
Well, if Robert E. Lee is able to survive all this stuff from the beginning of the game, they're going to look back and say our punting game kept us in the football game.
They have been able to get some great punts here early, and like you said, to keep Opelika backed up. But last time out, Bulldogs had a big touchdown pass to get on the board. They will come out offensively, led by Malik Finley. Good looking quarterback there. He is a senior, 5'8", 165.
Pretty good little field general too. He runs his club well. Pretty good command of the offense.
Hand off up the middle. And a lot of room there. We talked in the early going about the front line for Opelika. This lead defensive line has done a pretty good job here early.
Yeah, they have, and of course they've got good size up front. Of course, led by Barnes. We talked about him in the opening. Of course, the interior line play is going to be crucial today, which we talked about in the opening.
We'll try to sweep it to the right side. 15, 20, bouncing off defenders and picking up Amherst first down on that carry. It's going to be Tolbert on the carry.
They've had pretty good success on this. Of course, this is the read toss. You read the defensive end. If he stays home, you toss it outside. The ability to read that end means you've got one more blocker to seal the inside. That gets done. Good blocking on the perimeter and a very successful play.
And fake it, give it off to Tolbert. He'll turn it up, take it close to the 29-yard line. I like the way he gets upfield.
Yeah, no, he runs with a lot of authority. He runs a lot bigger than 170 pounds.
He is north and south in a hurry. Good time. Able to get positive yardage there. It's a 2nd and 4 after that gain of 6. Back to pass, flips it out there through the hands. Pretty good pass there, but again, slips through the hands of the intended receiver, trying to find Roberts, his tight end.
Yeah, ran a little SCAD concept, 3-man combination. The inside guy goes out, outside guy goes in. The middleman sits right there, and just didn't get those hands ready to catch, which again on a wet field you've got to really be careful about. Have those hands ready because the ball is going to get on you quick.
3rd and 4. Flip it out and not able to connect. Trying to catch the guy leaking out of the backfield. Couldn't catch it, couldn't get it to Cooper, so it leaves up 4th down, and now Opelika's got to punt it away.
You know, the trouble with all these quick passes right here is that you have to be able to throw and catch in one motion.
Right.
Kind of like a shortstop turning a double play, and with a wet ball, that's pretty difficult.
Punts it away. Lee gets away from it, and Opelika downs it at about the 39-yard line, and that's where the Generals will take over 1st down and 10.
You know, Tommy, this is going to sound silly, but I'm really mystified by the orange ball. You know, we've seen it.
Keep looking for it.
We've seen it on some kicking downs. Now that time Opelika did not kick the orange ball, but if I'm the guys in the red jerseys, I'm going to find that orange ball, which is a brand new soft touch ball, which is supposed to be good on a wet field, and I'm going to want to play with that.
Still got the dark one out there. Good snap that time. And Davis finds a little gap. Out across the 45, won't quit. He'll go to midfield and almost break out of there. Flag comes in late, but Davis shows you right there the balance and the durability to pick up a big 1st down. And this flag, I believe, may be a face mask and may add to that run. That's it.
Well, if you want to know the meaning of the football term feet after contact, Reginald Davis showed you right there. I mean, he's hit, should have been stopped. You know, momentum paused just a second and re-drove those feet again. Good balance, great run, and 15 tacked on at the end of it. That's the best play Lee has had today.
Going to move it down to the 31-yard line. Handoff this time, nowhere to go for Davis, and he's stopped in the backfield. That's going to be the final play here in the 1st. As we said, a wet morning and a 6-0 Opelika lead here at Crampton Bowl.
Students learn sportsmanship from us, our coaches, the administration of the school, the parents. That's how we learn sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is one of the greatest tools that we can give our student athletes. It's respecting the game you're playing. It's respecting your opponent, respecting the field of play. That's what good sportsmanship is, and enjoying the game while you're playing.
Welcome to the folks watching us in the Troy area this morning. Again, Troy Cable viewers. Troy Cable, of course, your hometown communications company, the WOTM family. We appreciate you guys checking us out here on this Saturday morning. And again, encourage you to keep it locked right here on WOTM.
Well, it looks like that the Robert E. Lee Generals have solved their snap problems, and we sure hope so, because they've certainly shown they can move the football.
Well, Davis knows he can move the football as well, taking it out to the 31-yard line.
He's a good-looking back now, I tell you. He's his balance is very impressive.
He's been able to find a few gaps in that Opelika D. Sets up 3rd down, about 3 yards to go for the Generals here. Big play to try to keep this drive alive. I think you're obviously in 2-down territory. And they're going to need that extra down there because nowhere to run for Jaquel Williams.
Yeah, good penetration again by the Opelika defensive front. That time Kai Stevens, the 5'11", 240-pound senior defensive tackle, was first man in there, knifed inside and ran that thing down from behind. Real active defensive front, Tommy.
And Moore also doing a great job in there in the heart of that defense. He's been featured a few times here in this first half.
Well, you know, he's got 5 sacks on the year, 6 tackles for loss, so, I mean, he's a very active guy.
Got movement in the interior. They'll say he was getting set, so back, throwing it down there, and almost picked off. Williams was looking out here, trying to find Hudson, cutting the route. Doing a great job defensively is Roberts, and he almost had a pick six.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go the other way, and I tell you, the young man we just talked about, Trevon Moore, watch him. He's going to pressure from the outside Williams, and you can see Williams cannot set, tries to throw it off his back foot, and that one almost was a disaster.
6-0 Opelika lead. They'll take over, first down and 10. As Finley brings the Bulldog offense back out. Hand it off. That time, not a lot of running room. Watts trying the left side. And defense for Lee able to crash in and bring him down.
Yeah, real good job inside. Controlled the line of scrimmage, got off blocks. Just nowhere to run with the football.
6-0. The score, big touchdown pass by the Bulldog offense a little bit earlier. This time Watts goes left side, and he is brought down. Coming up from the safety spot to make the hit that time, Middleton. Also in the heart of that defense, number 54, Jace Woods.
Yeah, Middleton was only about 7 yards deep. It was almost like having an extra linebacker. Opelika couldn't get a hat on him, and he was right there to deliver the mail.
Third down and 5. Going to go to the air. A little slip screen, can't hang on. Time flipped it out there and unable to hang on out here, so it's going to bring up fourth down as Jones couldn't haul it in.
Real good defensive series by Robert E. Lee. They seem to be a step ahead of the Opelika offense for all three of those downs.
So punting time for the Bulldogs. Thomas going to punt it away. And bring Reggie Davis back deep for the Generals. False start there, going to cost Opelika 5 yards. Bates to punt it away. Get away from it and let it roll. It does take an Opelika bounce. And we'll roll it at about the 32-yard line. Pretty good punt right there. So, Coach, you've coached a lot of games, I'm sure in the rain as well. What are some things that you're telling the guys that punt and are going to handle the football? What are some things, snapping the ball, things that you've got to do to try to make it look as normal as possible?
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our ball boy, and I'm going to say, you're the most important guy on the field. And
absolutely.
I want to drive football every snap, and I'm going to tell the linesman, I'm going to tell him we've got 56 footballs out here. We don't have 56, but I'm going to tell him we do. And we'll have a dry ball for you every time to try to minimize that wet football.
And a flag on the play here. It's going to be offsides against the defense. The Bulldogs there, so that'll move it forward. That helps Lee-Montgomery offensively.
And then the other thing you got to do is you just have to concentrate more. That you got to be more sure. The center really, he still wants to try to block somebody, but his most important job is to deliver that ball back to the quarterback. And that quarterback's got to look it in, and everything has just got to be not quite at the same tempo.
And off to Davis. He'll bang his way across the 40-yard line. It's good, tough running by Reggie Davis. He's, of course, the feature back of this offense. And you can see why. He is a guy that's going to get every inch he can get. It's not a lot of dancing. He's coming at you.
No, he's been very impressive. I mean, we knew he had good speed, but I've really been impressed with the balance that he's shown in his ability to break tackles.
Picks up 4, so makes it second down and a yard. He'll drop back, looking deep, throwing it down there into triple coverage and knocked away. That time, lucky to get that one back. He was looking down for Dillahay, and it is batted away. And you see 3 guys converge in white And you're not going to get that completion many times, Coach.
Yeah, tried to split the safeties down the middle and run by the linebacker to the inside, but you can see the 3 men there. One was the linebacker, the 2 coming from outside in were the 2 safeties that converged on that really pretty well.
So now 3rd down and a yard. We'll go left side, and Davis going to carry it forward. He will pick up the Amherst first down for the Generals.
Yeah, Lee really wanted to run the power play, and it was really shut down. As you can see, watch Davis slide to the outside right there. That hole is closed up to the inside. But not only does he slide it outside, he gets those shoulders north and south and gets upfield in a hurry, and really a very, very good run by him.
We'll go back to him here on the right side. Nowhere to run that time, so brings up 2nd down and long. But one thing you mentioned earlier, Coach, you see 2 hands around the football. There's not a lot of backs that make that adjustment this quick. He is really double covering that ball and trying to prevent it from being knocked out of there.
Yeah, and which you just absolutely have to do on on this wet field. And a lot of read zone right here. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Williams keep it off this here in a minute.
We'll go to Davis this time. He bounces it outside and will take it to the 45-yard line.
Again, the read zone again. That time it was the outside zone. You're going to see that Lee does a good job of pinning the Opelika defense. And Davis slides it to the outside, shows some good speed, and the Generals got something going.
We'll feed it to him. Nope, fake it. There it is on the keeper, and there is running room 40. Slips down at the 35-yard line.
Mr. Turf made that tackle right there. But again, that was the counter. It's such a difficult play. You pull 2 men from left to right as on this particular play. You read the end man. Both linebackers have to go with the pullers. And if that end bites on the dive, the quarterback's going to be clean, and that's exactly what happened.
We'll pick up about 9, set up 2nd down and a yard. Timeout on the field. We'll take it as well and be right back with more.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Kick off to saving at Tony Seranisa of Sila Cago.
Score big with up to $4,000 off MSRP on new 2020 Rogue Sports. That's $4,000 off MSRP on new 2020 Rogue Sports. And payments as low as $375 a month. $375 a month on new 2020 Rogue Sports. Plus, take advantage of 0% APR financing for up to 72 months.
The right people, a better customer experience.
Sarah Nissan of Sylacauga.
Thanks to the folks checking us out on CTV Beam, channels 79 and 186, or check that 286 HD. Special thanks to folks there, Melissa and Joan, the entire CTV Beam team, bringing you East Alabama more. Welcome you to the WOTM family. Appreciate you guys. There's Coach Eric Spiegman there.
He knows he's in a battle today.
And we were talking during the break, Lee-Montgomery has really transformed their offense here in this ballgame. From the way it started to right now, it's like 2 totally different teams. And they're finding success with this guy right here, Reggie Davis, as he'll take it around and into the 30-yard line.
Well, the big thing is those snaps have been crisp and right on the money, and their offense has been able to get some rhythm. And they're not having to play hope we catch the ball. I mean, they're able to run their stuff, and just a good adjustment on the part of the Robert E. Lee Generals.
Davis picks up another Amherst first down. So 1st and 10 for the Generals. This time, a little confusion in the backfield. Somebody went the wrong way, and the quarterback has to pay for that as Williams will take a wallop in the backfield.
Well, he did pay for it. Taylor Love, the 200-pound junior linebacker, is going to pop him. It's a busted play. Somebody goes the wrong way, and looks like he's going to dance and maybe pick up a couple yards, and then bam.
Good form tackle right there. Loss of 3 on the play brings up 2nd and 13.
Boy, I tell you, those negative yardage plays on first down just puts you in such a big hole.
You look at that, and you talked about it as some of our keys to the game, and You said they got to stay ahead of the chains and get those 4 yards on first down. You don't want to lose 3 and 4 because now you have to go to the corner, and that time Davis nowhere to run.
That's just a great job by Gerald Stinson, the safety that's, running the alley inside out. He shows great speed and closes. And look at him right at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That's the safety running the alley inside out. Nobody can get a hat on him, and he just runs that thing down, and excellent play.
He'll pick up about a yard, leaves 3rd down and 12. Looks like movement over here on the outside. They'll screen it, and big hit. That time the pass was high, and making him pay, come crashing in there is Kevin Lilly. Well, it's going to bring up 4th and long, and a big hit.
In almost every defense, somebody is responsible for the screen. And guess who it is in this defense?
I'm going to guess 3-3.
I think you guessed right, Kevin Lilly. And I tell you, that's the way you play the screen, and that's the way you make a tackle.
Big stop right there.
And that one hurt.
Leaves it 4th down and 12. Obviously excited about a play like that.
As he should be.
Gets a pretty good shot. So 4th down and 12. We'll send 5 wides out. Looking, throwing it down there, tipped away once, twice, and incomplete. Hey, you don't be upset when you don't catch in the end zone there. You just gained about 11 yards by not catching that interception. So 1st and 10 now for Opelika as they come up with a stop.
Yeah, just tried to run double post, and you can see that very well covered by Opelika, and nice job of high pointing the ball. Would like to knock that thing straight down to the ground, though, instead of letting it float around up there, but really a good defensive series.
Just nowhere to put that football. No way to get that completion in that coverage. And you've seen the pass defense for Opelika. They have really defended the air well. So here come the Bulldogs offensively. They'll hand it off. This time, nowhere to run for Torbert.
Yeah, that was really a nice job that time by Amari Fortson, 230-pound junior defensive lineman. Beat his block on the line of scrimmage, came from inside out, and knocked that ball carrier down for a yard loss.
2nd down and 11 for the Bulldogs here. Rolls left, throws in the flats, catch is made. Slips a defender and out to about the 38-yard line. The catch made that time by Trent Henderson. Only a freshman.
Just a little clear out route by the outside receiver, just a quick out to the outside. And
check that, Will Beams on the reception there. I got duplicate numbers, Coach, and those are always fun.
We do have a lot of duplicate numbers.
Watts,
this is
left
not
side,
a duplicate number.
Taking it to the house as he will take it in from 61 yards away, and Opelika strikes again.
Well, we knew he could run pretty well, but he showed a little extra gear there that I wasn't sure he had. I thought it was going to be about an 8 or 9 yard play, and he hits that alley right there, and I watch him accelerate. And this is the outside zone. Little kick out block there, a nice block to the outside by the left guard.
As he gets to that boundary,
he's gone.
He outraces the defense into the end zone for his 11th touchdown of the year.
And again, let's give Derek Watts, number 69, a lot of credit on that. Nice kick out block by the 6', 310-pound senior.
Extra point is right through there, and Opelika takes a 13-0 lead. A big-time run by number 37.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills? Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA Weekly Show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Keep half to saving a Tony set up for a Opelika.
Keep more cash for back to school with 0% APR financing for up to 72 months and up to $13,000 off MSRP on new Ford trucks. Plus guaranteed credit approval and up to $4,000 over KBB value for your trade when you upgrade to a new Ford.
The right people, a better customer experience, and nobody beats our bottom line price. Nobody.
Tony Sarah Ford of Sylacauga.
You know?
Well, we appreciate all the folks that make this football broadcast possible. The folks at Sarah Automotive and General Manager Don Wood, we appreciate them. Tony Sarah Ford, also Sarah Nissan, Sarah Honda, all part of the Sarah Automotive family. We appreciate them bringing you high school football right here on WOTM.
Tommy, speaking of Sarah Automotives, you haven't asked me about my update and my quest for my new car.
We got a call from your wife as soon as you mentioned it, so I've been afraid to bring that back up.
Probably a wise decision, Tommy. That car purchase is going nowhere right now. But hope springs eternal. I just want to say that.
And Lee going to need a little bit of hope here. Down by 13. Got 3:53 left in this first half.
It's early. Sure hope McDonald's is open on the way home.
So
I'm not going to be eating if it's not.
You can forget that order we made for soup a little
earlier.
I
can forget that.
So let's see if the Generals can get something going here with under 4 left in this first half.
Nah, my wife's a sweetie. Put up with me for 53 years. I tell you, that
says a lot.
What else needs to be said?
That says a lot. They'll go to Davis on the right side. He is turning it up across the 45, 46-yard line.
Well, the difference in this game, once we got past the early trouble with the weather, has been 2 big plays by Opelika. They've gone back and forth pretty evenly.
The big plays. Touchdown. Rolling out, flipping it out. Catch is going to be made. If he keeps his footing, he may run it out the back of the end zone there, but a good flip out here. And it is hauled in by Reese, the 6'1 junior.
You see on the screen there, I mean, Opelika can sew up the 6A Region 2 crown with this win right here. As we see the RPO that's actually thrown over the flat defender. And if that one could have been caught in the air without having to break stride, that one might have gone a long way.
Leaves the Generals with 3rd down and 4. Of course, everybody trying to jockey for position in the playoffs. The number 1 and 2 teams will be at home for the first round. And it's going to be an offsides. He's been getting a pretty good jump over here on the edge, and that time they catch Moore a little too fast, and that'll cost him 5, and it will give Lee and Amherst first down. Big point of emphasis when you get down to this point of the year, like I said, is you're looking where you're going to be seated as the playoffs begin. And, the teams that go 1 and 2 get that first round at home, and that is a big-time advantage because you don't face the travel and the home field advantage and things like that. So, obviously, trying to nail it down today, and Opelika can do it with a win. Looking deep and a little too deep, trying to find Dillahay down the middle of that hash mark again.
Yeah, ran a post route with Dillahay, and he did have a step. Ball thrown authoritatively, but overthrown, and the result is an incompletion.
Leaves the Generals with 2nd and 10. I think you've seen Jaquel Williams kind of settle into this game as well. He had all kinds of trouble early handling the snap. This time they'll run a little option play. Not much room for Davis on the outside.
Yeah, that was really smelled out very quickly by number 34, Anthony Martin. He scraped inside out when he saw the option. Right off tackle with his scrape, had the pitch. Got there about when the pitch did, and just an excellent play. And the result is it's 3rd and 12.
3rd down and 12 here. Opelika leading 13-0. And timeout called by the Bulldogs here. They're going to try to get a stop and try to get the football back Let's talk about the way this game got started for Opelika. Van Riggs on the call from Kicker FM with that first touchdown catch.
First down and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 41-yard line. Finley drops back. He's going to take a shot downfield, and it's got Connor, and he catches it at the 20. Connor inside the 10, 5, touchdown Bulldogs! There's Javante Connor, the big man downfield. The tall wideout that got cranked up last week. He's in for the Bulldog touchdown.
Big touchdown right there. You look at that Opelika starting coach. There's not a whole lot like hometown radio, high school football. You know it.
You know, it is one of the things that makes high school football so special is the broadcast by the hometown crew. You know, it kind of made me remember the Texas high school playoff years ago that they fought back and the other team is running it back, and the announcer for the team that's getting it run back against goes, bless their hearts.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just very special because I mean, you know, it's their blood. I mean, it's so important.
As biased as you want to be, Kicker FM doing a great job there. Appreciate
absolutely
Van Riggs letting us listen in to that call. Throwing it down the middle of the field and incomplete. Just kind of lofted that up, hoping for the best. And there's no way that Davis able to run that one down, so it's going to leave fourth down now for the Generals.
Well, again, tried to slip a guy down the middle of the field between those safeties and would have had him. Ball was overthrown, and the result is, of course, an incompletion.
So 4th and 10, or 4th and 12, I should say, at the 48-yard line. The Generals going to have to give it up again.
You know, back to the high school broadcasters again, I think the thing that they do is they really give you the flavor of the community. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you just can't get that from anything else.
This time,
boy, that
knee out of that was close.
That knee almost touched the ground.
It's going to roll into the end zone, but you heard the fans kind of want to know what's going on. Thought Brian Thomas' knee had hit the ground. Let's see right here. Yeah, there it is. Great shot, guys. Officials didn't give that call, but Thomas has had some huge punts in this game early.
Well, that would have been a huge change. That would have been about I don't know exactly where his knee was down, but that would have been, what, 35, 40 yards?
40 yards, yeah. So Opelika offensively coming out with 1:35 left. As Finley will bring the Bulldogs out. They'll go to Watts this time left side. Spins away from one defender. Will pick up a couple of yards. We'll see him kind of hurry up right here with 1:24 and rolling left in this first half.
It's been tough going inside now. Opelika has had much better success running off tackle and to the outside.
So 2nd down and 9 for Opelika. And a whistle will stop the play here. And got a break in the action, and back with more from Crampton Bow.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. Tune into WOTM every Thursday night at 7 for the AHSAA WOTM Game of the Week. WOTM available to every cable TV provider in the state. If WOTM is not currently a part of your provider's channel lineup, call and request WOTM. On Thursday, October 15th, the Gordo Green Wave travels to Fayette to take on the Fayette County Tigers. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the football Super 7 and basketball, baseball, and softball championships.
HMR of Alabama provides services for Alabama's state veterans' homes and is proud to serve the Colonel Robert Howard State Veterans Home in Pell City. With competitive pay and benefits, your career serving those who served our country can begin today. If you like to help people and enjoy new challenges, contact HMR of Alabama by logging on to hmrveteranservices.com and choose the Careers tab to find out how you can join the HMR team.
Talk about these region championships, making plans for the playoffs. Everybody got their sights set on Bryant-Denny Stadium and the Super 7 championships that you can see right here on WOTM, your exclusive TV home for HSA championship events. That includes basketball, baseball, softball as well. And, of course, If WOTM is not part of your provider's channel lineup, here's what you need to do is pick up that phone and give them a call and request they add WOTM so you've got an opportunity to watch all of the championship events of the AHSAA. Second down and 9 here for the Bulldogs. They'll go to Watts left side and gain of a couple. Now with under a minute left, another timeout on the field here.
That's another play by Amari Fortson, the defensive interior lineman, running an outside sweep down from behind.
He's been impressive.
He moves pretty well. It's 6 foot 230, but he can run.
Of course, high school football here on WOTM, presented by great folks at Ox Foundations, Kevin Weber and the crew, and we appreciate them being a part of the WOTM family and sponsoring high school football and giving Coach and I something to do.
I tell you what, they've been right in there from day one and been a great sponsor. And of course, you mentioned about the Super 7 coming up. I mean, it's really one of the great high school sporting events in this country. I think our people do a great job with it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And you know, when you talk about Ox Foundations sponsoring our broadcast, they take care of the, you know, making sure the camera guys get the shots that they get. And I'm going to tell you, I'll put our crew up against anybody when you start talking about the camera operators and production team. And, man, it's just, you see the shots there. The rain's starting to fall here. They're out there and enduring the elements to get these shots for you.
Now, they've, you know, I've worked with Vincent and his crew for a long time. And they as you said, I mean, you said all that needs to be said. That nobody does it better.
This time, keeper left side. Not a whole lot of running room there, but picking up some positive yardage for Finley and bringing him down is the big guy we talked about in the pregame, Barnes, able to bring him down.
He's there, and that young man right there who has been ever present on defense, William Middleton, the safety, who has played like a safety should all over the field.
4th and 2, half-minute left. You're going to see them use all the time they can. Actually going to take a penalty there, running off sides. How about that? That was an intentional penalty. You think?
I think they were going to run it down maybe a little bit further.
He just started walking off. It looked like he just kind of, now maybe to restart the clock and then they can eat all the 25 seconds off here. Is that true?
No, they won't let the offense do that now. Offensive penalty should stop it.
Yeah, he's going to take a timeout. Let's take the break. We'll try to sort things out here at Crampton Bowl.
Kick off to saving attorney set up for a Silicon.
Keep more cash for back to school with 0% APR financing for up to 72 months and up to $13,000 off MSRP on new Ford trucks. Plus guaranteed credit approval and up to $4,000 over KBB value for your trade when you upgrade to a new Ford.
The right people, a better customer experience, and nobody beats our bottom line price. Nobody.
Tony Sarah Ford of Sylacauga.
Your health is everything. It is your wealth. Your family's wealth. Being and staying healthy is the only security you can give to yourself and loved ones, your family. With a multifaceted approach to health and wellness, our family will assist and guide you in that quest. Live responsibly. Join our family. Call and make your appointment today.
Hey, don't forget, every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Red Devil Review. You can find out what's going on with Central Phoenix City football. Coach Patrick Nix. You can check that out every Wednesday beginning at 5 Central Time. And you see right now the rain continuing to come down here at Crampton Bowl.
A little harder now.
Yeah, it got dark, and we've got a pretty good band on us right now. Good snap back there. And a good punt gets it away. Going to be fielded. Davis spins and churns to about the 48-yard line, and the clock will stop with about 14 seconds remaining. You see the radar right there looking all around Montgomery as we've got bands.
That's a lot of red and a lot of orange.
Yeah,
Tommy.
Man, that doesn't look good right there. We should see.
You sure that's not the topography of the state of Florida we're looking at there?
It's going to be all day, off and on, and you see right now the rain coming down on the screen. As it is really pounding. You want to get these 14 seconds over and get to the locker room, try to get a little dry here.
I think we're in the red section right now because it is buckets.
Going to go deep. It's going to be picked off. And Opelika with a chance to return. Coming back the other way. Breaking one tackle, brought down at the 49-yard line. Flag comes in as the horn sounds to end the first half.
It is buckets.
Give us the call here, and I don't think the officials will waste a lot of time trying to get out of the elements too. It will be a personal foul against the defense. The officials.
I wonder if they might tack that on the second half kickoff.
They'll sort it out, but I think right now is time to head for cover.
You know,
can the half stop on a defensive penalty? But they were at the offense when that happened, so it had already been a change of possession, actually. So they're going to sort that out. As we try to make some sense out of this.
I wonder if they're going to give them an untimed play. Wouldn't think they would, but.
Foul. And it's declined, and that is the end of the first half. So they will go to the break, and we will too. Rain falling at Crampton Bowl, as we've seen plenty of big plays here in this first half.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills? Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Kick-off to saving at Tony set up for a Opelika.
Keep more cash for back to school with 0% APR financing for up to 72 months and up to $13,000 off MSRP on new Ford trucks. Plus guaranteed credit approval and up to $4,000 over KBB value for your trade when you upgrade to a new Ford.
The right people, a better customer experience, and nobody beats our bottom line price. Nobody.
Tony Sarah Ford of Sylacauga.
In Alabama, there are two things we take serious: football and barbecue. And at August Barbecue, we take our business serious. Our meat is smoked daily to give you the freshest and best quality. Ask about our daily vegetable specials. And don't forget about our beef brisket, served up every Thursday and Friday. We have a great outdoor seating area to enjoy the best live music around every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Great service, great atmosphere, and great food. August Barbecue, you can taste the difference.
You know, Coach, few things are 100% certainty, but when I say 100% chance of rain, that's what it looks like.
You know,
that's a lot of rain.
That's a lot of rain. And
very wet day.
Yeah, and I tell you, when you're down by 2 scores, and if the weather stays like this, it makes it real tough.
You know, one thing about it though, there have been some great plays in the AHSAA. It's time to take a look at some of those that have been happening around the state with the David Holtzford highlights right here with the AHSAA.
Back with the AHSAA Weekly, time for David Holtzford of the AHSAA's statewide highlights as we take you around the state of Alabama to show you video highlights. We'll begin with Holt at American Christian. American Christian quarterback William Suit hands off to Brandon Waller, streaks up the middle for a Patriots touchdown midway through the first quarter. Later in the period, it's Suit again with a play action pass, finding his receiver, who runs it in for a touchdown. Next, he throws it to talented Patriots receiver Kamari Lassiter, who grabs the catch over over the defender and is brought down just before the end zone at the 1-yard line to set up another Patriots TD. And here we've got Sawyer Dearman. He comes in motion, takes the jet sweep, and runs right to left across the field to get the touchdown as the Patriots remain unbeaten with a 54-19 win over the Holt Ironmen down in that matchup in Tuscaloosa County. Next in Mobile, Murphy travels to Baker High School. Quarterback Jayshon McMillan faking a handoff, running 15 yards in for a Hornets touchdown. And then later on, it's the Murphy Panthers with the ball at the 31-yard line. Khalil Johnson takes a handoff up the middle and races to the end zone for the touchdown. Baker, though, would strike back, however, as Deontay Smith faking the handoff to Jamari Hawkins, keeping the ball himself as he rambles all the way for the touchdown, and Baker rolls to a 31-14 win over crosstown rival Murphy in Mobile. Next, it's St. Paul's and UMS Wright volleyball. This is the battle of 5A rivals, St. Paul's and UMS Wright at Mobile. Louise Muscat, she spikes this shot over the Saints defenders for a big point. St. Paul's falls with a serve. The Bulldogs keep in play just long enough for Dorsey Parker to get the point for UMS Wright on their way to a 3-2 win over the Saints in that volleyball battle of Old Shell Road down in Mobile. In volleyball, those 5A rivals, the St. Paul's Episcopal Saints and the UMS Wright Prep Bulldogs. Now we're going to go back to more football action. Hoover at Hewitt-Trussville in the Class 7A Region 3 battle. It was all as expected. Hoover pulled out a 29-28 win over the Huskies, picking up the action in the first half. Hoover quarterback Josh Lundy connects with Malik Thomas for the touchdown to give the Bucks a 10-7 lead. But then Hewitt-Trussville roared back when the Huskies' talented Armani Goodwin, committed to Auburn, races 46 yards for a touchdown. Hewitt would take a 28-16 lead into the fourth quarter, but the Bucks show why they are the Bucks once again. Jalen Taylor cuts the lead to 28-23 with his Hoover touchdown run, and later in the fourth quarter, he seals the win with a winning touchdown, and the Bucks escape with a 1-point win, 29-28 over Hewitt-Trussville. This Class 5A Region 2 game between Greenville and Rehoboth came down to the wire for the last play of the game. This is Rebels quarterback Peyton Stevens, hands off to Xavier Helms, who completes a jump pass into the end zone for the touchdown. Greenville gets a touchdown with this strong run, but then with Greenville taking a 16-13 lead late, Rehoboth drives to the winning touchdown in the final minute, thanks in part to the old hook and lateral play executed to perfection. Mason Rivers catches the pass late in the fourth quarter from Stevens, pitches to Brandon Austin. He runs the ball down to the Tigers' 36-yard line. And then with just over 7 seconds left, Stevens, who earned the prep spotlight this week, would end it here, rolling into the end zone and diving toward the pylon for the game-winning score as the buzzer sounds to give the Rebels a 19-16 win. Another South Alabama game that came down to the end. This is Strawn in Geneva. We pick it up in the third quarter. The Panthers cut Strawn's lead to 21-20 with a touchdown run by Noah Johnson. Then with 35 seconds left in the game, Geneva quarterback Damian Kimmerlin connects with Johnson in the end zone for the game-winning touchdown to take the key 26-21 Class 4A Region 2 win. Up north, always tough, Addison took on Cold Springs in the Class 2A Region 5 battle, showed its muscle from the get-go. Bulldogs quarterback Christian Roberts dashing 40 yards for the first score and takes on another TD. A few minutes later, Cold Springs just doesn't have an answer. Roberts scores his third touchdown of the night. Addison goes on to win the game over Cold Springs by a score of 50-14 as we take another look at the run here between those two rivals up in North Alabama, Cold Springs and Addison. This is Ashford at Alabama Christian. Alabama Christian quarterback Colin Hunt opens the Eagles' resounding win over Ashford with this touchdown pass to Norman Schlemmer. Hunt finds receiver Corey Landers next. That's coming up on a short screen pass, and the blockers open the gate as he weaves his way through the Ashford defense for another touchdown. Odasoe Dion takes this fourth quarter handoff the distance for a touchdown as the Eagles close out the Class 4A Region 2 win 49-14. And there's that long touchdown run right there for the touchdown as the Eagles win the Class 4A Region 2 game 49-14. Next, we go back up north, Oak Grove at Curry. Oak Grove picked up its first win of the season at Curry thanks to a rejuvenated offense led by plays like this one by running back Zachary Brinson, who becomes the passer on this touchdown play. Brinson speeds for another touchdown later in the game, and quarterback Braylon Myers fires this touchdown pass as Oak Grove cruises to a 49-36 win over Curry. Zachary Brinson, Braylon Myers, the combination there for Oak Grove as the Tigers win 49-36 over Curry from up in Walker County. There's the touchdown pass deep into the end zone into a lot of traffic for the touchdown. Now we're going to take you to number 1 Randolph County in 2A playing at Fayetteville. This was the AHSAA TV Network WOTM Game of the Week. Check out this great camera work as top-ranked Class 2A Randolph County rolled early and often in its win over Fayetteville. Quarterback Avian Willis hands off to Jeremy Till, who makes a move around one defender to get into the end zone. The Tigers led it 20-0 at the half. Willis picked up where he left off in the second half with this play-action pass to receiver Jake Smith, who races untouched into the end zone. And then Austin Terrell powers his way for another Randolph County touchdown as the Tigers roll past Fayetteville 41-0 in the AHSAA TV Network Game of the Week to remain undefeated at 6-0 and tied for the region lead in Class 2A Region 4 with Lynette. That's the David Holtzford highlights. If you want to send a highlight clip in to be featured next week, just go to dholtzford@ahsaa.com. That's the email address to send your clip in for next week.
Home making you sick? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions can remedy any mold or mildew problem in your home. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
All high school students should have an opportunity to participate in interscholastic athletics. Students can gain so much from participating in extracurricular activities through sport. Not only do they learn sportsmanship, they learn respect, and they learn teamwork. All of these are characteristics that students could carry with them throughout the rest of their lives.
Rain continues to fall here at Crampton Bowl on this Saturday morning. Opelika 13-0 leading over Lee-Montgomery. Again, a region battle here as we get set for this Saturday morning. Tommy Wood along with Coach Rick Rhodes as we have made it through our first half, Coach. And you look at the way that this game has kind of transpired. Early on for Lee-Montgomery, they could not have dialed up a worse beginning.
I want to tell you, just imagine a grease pig, literally, and try to chase it around a pen, try to hem it up. That's what it looked like trying to handle the center quarterback exchange. I mean, we saw the ball slip before it was ever snapped. We saw the ball move about 2 inches and then picked up and batted back to the quarterback. I mean, they just had a very, very difficult time handling the football early in the game. Now, they seem to have fixed all of that right there, and they've moved the ball some pretty well, but they have not been able to sustain drives for scores yet.
Yeah, I think offensively they've kind of gotten on track, when you look at this first half, and they've been able to get the running back going. And Reggie Davis, he's been able to get some, but you talk about those miscues early, and it seemed like the football was on the ground a whole lot more than anybody from Lee had possession of it.
Yeah, and football's on the ground on a wet field. There's nothing new about that, but the way that it ended up on the ground, as you see here, some follies on the Opelika side as well. It was just very difficult to come up with a football as the rain has been a major factor. But really the difference in the game has been two big plays. You can see just an excellent concentration. That's Sean Jones who takes it in for the score. Lee will try to answer. but just not able to get the big play. And that's really been the difference in the half. As you see the great hit right there on the attempted screen, and then this is the second big play of the half. Just a great run right there by Watts on the off tackle play. And those two big plays for scores really have been the difference in the game.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Obviously, the 13-0 lead for Opelika, but in the first half, it seems like when Lee is able to get a drive going, they try to hit a big one.
Right.
And you look at the secondary of Opelika; they have been in position to make the plays, and they've done them.
Yeah, they really have, and the ability of Opelika to hit two to the house. And their ability to keep Robert E. Lee from doing the same thing has been really, really crucial in the first half. Now, that's going to be even more problematic as the rain has done nothing but increase as the day has gone on. And it makes the job for Lee really doubly tough because it's going to be very hard to, one, sustain a drive because of the weather and because of the Opelika defense, and two, it's going to make it tougher to get those big plays as well. So I think from an Opelika standpoint, what they want to do is to make sure they don't give Lee a short field. Right. They don't want to fumble the ball on their own 20-yard line, things of that nature. They're going to try to punch that ball. If they get in plus yardage territory, may take a shot, but they'll try to pop a big one with Watts on the run again. Or if they set it up with another play action play, they may try to hit that. But with the weather the way it is, Lee's got a pretty good mountain to climb.
Yeah, tough to come from behind in rain like we have seen this morning. We're going to see it throughout the day today as we continue to look over the city of Montgomery. Plenty of rain in the forecast and on the Crampton Bowl field.
While you're at home with family for the next few weeks, don't put off scheduling home repairs. Call Ox Foundation for a free estimate. With more time at home, you tend to notice things you haven't in the past. Mold and moisture in your basement or crawl space, uneven driveways, stair-step cracks in your exterior brick, uneven floors and doors. If your home is showing weakness, it's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Stay strong, Alabama.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. Tune in to WOTM every Thursday night at 7 for the AHSAA WOTM Game of the Week. WOTM available to every cable TV provider in the state. If WOTM is not currently a part of your provider's channel lineup, call and request WOTM. On Thursday, October 15th, the Gordo Green Wave travels to Fayette to take on the Fayette County Tigers. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the football Super 7 and basketball, baseball, and softball championships.
Without our contest officials, we would have no contest. I truly encourage our parents to be a shining example of sportsmanship regarding our contest officials and setting example for everyone, as well as coaches and fans across this state, to treat our officials with respect.
$13-0 our score at halftime. Opelika leading over Lee-Montgomery. Again, OTM football brought to you by Ox Foundations. Appreciate those guys being a part of it. And, Coach, we talked about it a little bit during the pregame as far as what this game means, the significance. When you're talking about a region race, Opelika can seal the region championship with a win today. A loss here, and it basically throws a logjam. This is a really good region, though.
No, it really is, and I mean, whoever wins this region or comes out of this region is a better way to put it. Is going to be a factor in the state championship run. There's no question about it, and of course, if Lee comes back and is able to win this football game, then you get into that mixed master things of he has these, they have this many points, we have those many points, and we played there, and I wore a check shirt, and you wore a striped shirt, and then could very well become a three-way tie record-wise, and then you got to see what's going to happen. Now, for that to happen, though, I think that Lee is going to have to. They are going to have to create some turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to get, as I said earlier, they're going to have to get a shortened field. and then they're going to have to hit pay dirt. I think it's going to be more and more difficult to sustain drives down the field.
They really have not been able to get anything going offensively through the air. They've not been able to throw the ball at all. A couple of flare-out passes, maybe picking up 2 or 3 yards here, but they've not hit anything downfield. How do you try to remedy that in these conditions?
Well, I think it's very, very difficult. If you remember earlier when they were able to get some snaps, their RPO game was pretty effective, and they were able to pick up little dumps to the outside and run them for about 7 or 8 yards. But those 7 or 8 yard passes, you got to have a lot of those to be successful, and that's going to be very difficult in the weather conditions that we're dealing with, because we're dealing with very hard rain right here and wind that is going to. I mean, it was 13 miles an hour when we started. I think the folks can see on the screen right here. The rain is almost sideways.
We'll take another timeout. Second half action on the way from Crampton Bowl, Opelika, and Lee-Montgomery.
While you're at home with family for the next few weeks, don't put off scheduling home repairs. Call Ox Foundation for a free estimate. With more time at home, you tend to notice things you haven't in the past. Mold and moisture in your basement or crawl space, uneven driveways, stair-step cracks in your exterior brick, uneven floors and doors. If your home is showing weakness, it's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Stay strong, Alabama.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. Tune in to WOTM every Thursday night at 7 for the AHSAA WOTM Game of the Week. WOTM available to every cable TV provider in the state. If WOTM is not currently a part of your provider's channel lineup, call and request WOTM. On Thursday, October 15th, the Gordo Green Wave travels to Fayette to take on the Fayette County Tigers. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the football Super 7 and basketball, baseball, and softball championships.
13-0 our score. Opelika leading over Lee-Montgomery here at the half on a Saturday morning, and kind of unusual to have a Saturday morning game, Coach, but they do this around the Montgomery area.
Right.
We're blessed to be a part of it.
Sure. I mean, it's a great high school football atmosphere, and a lot of tradition in Montgomery for high school football. I mean, if you trace the history of football in this state, Montgomery's been a major part of it for a long, long time.
And we talked about a little bit during the early going of the game how local radio has an effect on it, and just the impact that they've played in covering high school football over the years. And as we said, you can be as biased as you want to be because you are the biggest fan for that particular team, and that's the case when you talk about the Opelika Bulldogs. They've always had great radio coverage, D-Mark and the folks there. And Van Riggs here in this first half has delivered some of his great highlights. It has been a lot of fun to be able to take a listen to, and does a great job covering the Opelika Bulldogs. Let's take a listen now.
Out of the shotgun is Finley. Finley hands it off to Watts. Watts has the first down. He's down the sidelines across midfield. Watts in the clear. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Bulldogs. Aaron Watts to the house. Dogs up 12-zip on Robert E. Lee.
Again, the folks at Kicker FM, WKQR 97.7, covering Lee County and all that area. Again, also Fox Sports. And as we said, Van Riggs and D-Mark, your home for Opelika football throughout the season, do a tremendous job. And folks around Lee County have an opportunity to enjoy that every Friday night. And that's really a cool thing to have that high school football coverage and guys of that caliber covering it as well.
Yeah, it really is. And, there's some version of that throughout this state and really throughout this country. I mean, the high school football announcer is a very, very part of folklore of sports in this country, and they make it real special.
Yeah, they live and die with every call. It's a lot of fun when you do the high school football games and get a chance to listen to radio on Friday night. Those guys that are part of the program, just a really cool thing to have a chance to listen to Van Riggs here today. All right, we're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we should be getting close to the second half kickoff as we continue with WOTM High School Football, brought to you by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Kick off to saving attorney set up for Opelika County.
Keep more cash for back to school with 0% APR financing for up to 72 months and up to $13,000 off MSRP on new Ford trucks. Plus guaranteed credit approval and up to $4,000 over KBB value for your trade when you upgrade to a new Ford.
The right people, a better customer experience, and nobody beats our bottom line price. Nobody.
Tony Sarah Ford of Sylacauga.
In Alabama, there are two things we take serious: football and barbecue. And at August Barbecue, we take our business serious. Our meat is smoked daily to give you the freshest and best quality. Ask about our daily vegetable specials. And don't forget about our beef brisket, served up every Thursday and Friday. We have a great outdoor seating area to enjoy the best live music around every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Great service, great atmosphere, and great food. August Barbecue, you can taste the difference.
Team's getting all stretched out and getting ready for a second half, and you got Opelika leading by 13. And as we said during halftime, a lead in a game like this is huge. If you can get out to a lead and someone, the other, obviously Lee having to play from behind, kind of a pressing issue. You don't have any possessions you're going to get in the second half, and trying to protect the football and catch up is a tough hill to climb.
Yeah, and of course the thing that you're tempted by if you're Lee is to, well, we got to get it all right now. Got to get a big play, especially with the weather the way that it has been. But if you can be patient and get into a one-score game, then a lot more options become available to you. So, but as you can see, the rain certainly has not let up any. Doesn't seem to bother either one of the head coaches much.
They're just going to tough it out and keep going. Lee will kick it off. Pooch kick over here to the near side. They let it hit and then fielded. Finding a little gap, 30-yard line, and out to the 34, and almost busting out of there with it is Taylor Love, the linebacker. He knows what to do with the football as well.
He played a little on the other side of the ball there.
So he picks up a pretty good return there and was a couple of steps away from getting into open field. So here comes that Opelika offense leading by 13 as they open up the second half. Good look there at Malik Finley.
Well, and of course, the first 5 minutes are always crucial in any football game, but especially so in a game like this. If they could put one on the board here on this first drive, that would make it really, really tough.
Yeah, a 3-score lead would be very tough to come back from. They'll open up, pitching it left side. Trying to get to the corner. Gets a pretty good block out there. Will find his way out to the 39-yard line. That is Tolbert on the carry for the Dogs.
Yeah, pretty good job by the receiving corps at the top of your screen, tying up those defenders on the outside and created some running room for that young man right there.
And that's something a lot of folks don't recognize is, your receivers are always noted for your receiving, but they have to do some good job blocking out there as well. I think somebody might have done a little too good of a job.
Yeah, I think that one's going to come back and, yep. Blocking the back.
So that's going to cost Opelika on a good run by Tolbert there.
Well, if you think about it, Tommy, it's impossible to have explosive plays unless your receivers block. And it just can't happen. If you watch teams that have a lot of explosive plays, 20 yards or more, their receivers take great pride in blocking.
So now 1st and 25 for the Bulldogs. They'll go back to Watts. Looks the same, goes to the outside, forced out of bounds. Around the 30, good run.
Does a nice job of, Opelika is not able to get the defense pinned that time, and but he does a nice job of sliding to the outside, but good pursuit by the general defense. Holds that thing to a marginal gain.
Opelika's offense seems to be very patient. I think that's the way I'm kind of describing them today, because it's not like they took that big shot downfield, but they don't mind the 5 and 7 yards and playing some field position. And that's a good throw out here. And hauled in by number 15, Will Beams.
That's really a nice job by Finley of extending the play. He was going to run a bootleg and wanted to dump the ball on the flat. You're going to see from left to right on your screen the H-back in the flat, but very well covered. Is able to outrun the edge support right here and find that crossing route that came from left to right late and make something out of nothing, because that one was in real perilous danger.
So from 1st and 25 to 3rd and 3 now. Opelika with a chance to convert here. They'll go to Watts, and that's a good stop from the safety coming up to make the hit there. Again, it's Middleton, who has been in the middle of everything here in this ball game defensively.
Yeah, he's really done exactly what you want. I think this thing's going to come up just a little bit short.
Horn also up to make the stop for the Generals. Leaves it at 4th down and about a half yard.
Well, it'll be an interesting little decision right here, but conventional wisdom says to kick the ball, and that looks like what's going to happen.
2-score lead. You want to, and bobble on the snap, and going to have to fall on it. So a big break for Lee. That time, unable to handle the snap in the back was Bates. He was looking to the side and looked up, and there was the ball. You see, their timing was off on that one.
Yeah, it really was. Well, I mean, you call it timing. He's looking to the sideline, and the ball comes, and he sees it about halfway through, but we do have a penalty here.
And is there illegal procedure? Let's see. This could be a big break for Opelika if they get another shot at punting it away. Coaching staff for Lee not excited about the turn of events right here, so they'll try to find out a little explanation here. There seems to be an agreement there. The illegal procedure is declined. And it's going to be 1st down Lee.
Well, this is the break that Lee has looked for.
You had said that they would need to get a short field. They get to the 32-yard line. So a chance right here to cut into the lead. And the Generals come out offensively. Finley, check that, Williams, the quarterback. So here comes that General offense. Let's see if they can get something going here down by 13. And nothing on that play. Handoff in the backfield, and crashing in there and making a big stop is Parker.
Well, that's the senior defensive end, and when you double pull like this, you either got to block back on the defensive end or you've got to read him. And that time, Robert E. Lee does neither. And Parker looked like he was out to practice early. He ran that thing down. He trailed the pulling tackle and ran that play down from behind for a minus yardage play.
So they'll lose 3, 2nd and 13. Throw it out here, incomplete. Looking out on the outside. Could not connect, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 13. So this is a big opportunity for Lee, but they're going to need a big play here on 3rd down.
They really are. They need to get at least half of it. That very strange play on the last pass attempt. It almost looked like a back shoulder throw, but the receiver was not in tune at all, and of course the result was incomplete.
Movement on the outside. They're going to get movement on the right tackle. That's the big guy, Barnes, as he will come up out of the stance, and that will cost them 5 more. So now 3rd and 18.
Well, again, a crucial mistake. I mean, and this has been, to this point, the opportunity that Lee has waited for the whole game, and to this point, why has not yielded much of anything at all. Mistakes and inability to connect have really hurt him.
Again, Williams going to need a big play here on 3rd down. As pressure comes from the outside, he's going to step up and try to get it on the legs, and he will turn it up and be knocked out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So he'll get about 11, maybe 12 on the play, and it does set up a 4th and 6.
Well, and sometimes things just work out. I don't think this was supposed to be a cutback run at all, but when the snap gets through his hands, he sees the opening, is able to split the defenders, and gets about what he needed to get on 3rd down, about 12.
So 4th down for the Generals and about 5 yards to go. Maybe operating out of the Wildcat here. Let's see. As they have confusion right now in the backfield, trying to get everybody set. Davis in the backfield. Thomas back there with him. And they'll get movement. That is a big-time hard count right there. Getting into the neutral zone is going to be Moore.
Seems like we have this conversation every week, Tommy.
Throw it at me, Coach.
Well, watch that ball there just to the right of the goalpost. You see it hasn't moved yet. And in the whole history of football, Tommy, how many plays have been run without the ball moving?
Well, I feel like I know the answer, so I'm going to say there would be none in that situation.
That is exactly correct. And I never have quite figured out why that one is a – ooh, that one almost spit out of the back of the end zone right there. That is a big-time tackle right there by Anthony Martin. 5'9", 165-pound senior. I thought that one was going to go to the house because they had it caved in pretty well.
We'll look to the side and get the play here on 2nd down and 7. After a shoestring tackle right there on Davis. As the Generals have found their way into the Sarah Automotive red zone, and they'll go to Davis. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage and turned away. No gain on the play, brings up 3rd and long.
You know, I got to believe that at some point in this, Williams is going to pull that ball out on that play because Jalen Parker, the defensive end, when he sees that pull in front of him, he is coming hard down the line, and he's thinking running back all the way.
3rd and 7. Lee trying to get on the board here. Midway through the 3rd period, down 13-0. Bring Davis in motion, hand it off to the fullback. He's hit once, twice, trying to bounce it outside, and ball scoots loose. They'll say he was down. He'll gain a couple, but it sets up 4th and 5. Just nowhere to run on that right side. He gets hit immediately when he takes the handoff.
You can see a lot of unblocked white shirts that are there. There's 6 white shirts that there's not a red hat in sight trying to block them. And just a very well defended play that time. They tried to block down and kick out, but lots of missed blocks to the inside.
If you're the Generals, you're thankful for a quick whistle on that because that ball came out in a hurry.
Yep.
So 4th down.
Well, this is the most important play of this football game for the Lehigh Generals, I can tell you that.
4th and about 6. Williams rolls left, flips it out there, double coverage, can't hang on. Trying to find Dillahay out here at about the 9-yard line. He couldn't pull it in. And the Generals turn it over on downs, and here come the Bulldogs offensively.
I'll tell you, Tommy, I think if he goes over the top with this, he's got the outside receiver to that side that is wide open in the end zone. You see him right there, number 88 for Lee. That's, well, he's not on our roster, but that was an opportunity missed.
So the Opelika offense comes back out. 6:46 left in this 3rd period. They'll fake the handoff, give it to Watt's left side. Not a lot of room over there. Barnes up from the bottom of the pile there. Gain of about 1 yard, maybe 2. 2nd and 8, we'll call it.
Yeah, that's the play that they scored the touchdown with, but that time very well defended.
As we said, a couple of big plays in the first half led Opelika to the 13-0 lead. Rolling and can't hang on. Tried to flip it out here to Jones. Jones could not haul that one in.
I really think Jones slipped a little bit, and when he did, his left knee came up between his hands and knocks the ball out of his hands. Watch it right there. See that knee comes right and splits his hands and knocks the ball loose.
Good look right there of that.
His right foot came out from under him, and when that happened, why, he defended his own pass.
So 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Back to the run. Watts finds a gap, slips a defender. Amherst first down and more down the far sideline. I'm going to tell you, his balance has been incredible today.
Yeah, he's really patient right here. Watch him, he's going to roll to his left right here, and now watch him just stutter and make that outside move very quickly, another outside move. But these moves don't leak, Tommy. You notice he'll make that little outside cut, and then he gets north and south again.
Hand it off left side, trying to find a cutback lane across midfield and into Lee territory. Tolbert on the carry. Another good gain on first down for the Bulldogs.
We haven't seen Tolbert a lot today. He had carried the ball a little bit in the first half, but he's got 278 yards coming into this game, 2 TDs, averages right at 4.6 yards a carry, and he's got an 87-yarder for a touchdown to his credit.
Bulldogs have a few weapons, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
You're just joining us. Tolbert on the carry here, cuts inside, and good play defensively. Coming in there that time is Franklin. He's able to crash in. He's going to bring up third down for Opelika.
Yeah, Tolbert really wanted to cut back on him and attack that weak side shoulder. Watch him plant, try to go underneath right here. But Franklin would have none of it. Makes a nice open field tackle.
So 3rd and 4 now. Big play for both sides. Rain continuing to pound here at Crampton Bowl. This time rolling, comes back to the near side, catch is made, good comeback block there. 40, 35, open field, and Watts is going to take it to the house for the Bulldogs. Well-designed play, and some key blocks downfield, and Watts finds his way into the end zone.
Well, this is a very difficult play to defend, but I think we do have a little laundry.
It may be coming back. You saw the peel back block there. Let's see what the officials saw. But this one's going to come back, but you see Watts, he is such a patient runner, and I don't know if it's the number or what, but I'm seeing Sean Alexander in this guy. I mean, the patience and getting north and south, he just got that look.
Yeah, I think that's a real good analogy right there. I really do. Looks like we've got, what, personal foul?
That's tough. That's going to go against the Bulldogs, and it's coming back.
Yeah, they won't be very happy on that white jersey sideline with that one.
Coach Speakman not thrilled at all with that one. So it's going to come back, and it will be 3rd down and long now. Little speed sweep and almost hitting the backfield, trying to get outside now. Slipping through a couple of defenders and down the far sideline. That is good, tough running that time by Jones.
Well, this is a great effort by Jones. You know, you want to try to force that thing deep, but watch him slip that tackle and then a nice inside move and speed to the outside, and really turns what should have been a 5 or 6 yard loss into a very positive play.
And then first down. Carry left side. Watts walloped out of bounds by Middleton. Watts bounces right back up. And that clock stops with 4:14 after the gain of 4. Brings up 2nd and 6. Been impressed with Middleton today.
He's been all over the field. I mean, you know, you want your safety to roam from sideline to sideline, and he sure has done that.
Very active. You see the records down there on the screen. Of course, that is region play. Opelika 4-0. Lee-Montgomery 3-1. So both teams trying to make postseason plans. Watts making plans to find the end zone. He'll take it to the 20-yard line and somehow come out of there with it and be knocked down at the 1-yard line. Wow. As he takes it deep into the Sarah Automotive red zone. Incredible run there by Watts.
Well, again, you talked about earlier, watch the patient and watch how all these cuts that he makes, he never quits going north and south. He's always headed towards the goal line.
Was hemmed up. Looked like he was going to be taken down for a minimal gain there. But now you got the Bulldogs knocking on the door. This will be a big score for Opelika. They'll fake it, roll back, throwing it toward the end zone. Catch is made, touchdown. He found beams in the back of the end zone. Touchdown pass and a 19-0 lead for Opelika.
Well, you know, they got a little trickeration here. I mean, they broke their formation, and then they shifted back to it. You know, ran a little play action boot right here. And very nice heads-up play by Finley to find the crosser, sitting right underneath the goalpost. Throws it up high where he's the only guy that can get it, and leads to the 19th point.
Extra point coming up is right through there. Got a flag on the play. If we get a chance to go back and look at that again, when Beams came out into the end zone, you see him look to his right. He was trying to find the soft spot in the zone as he's looking around to find the defender before he actually settled into that spot. It was it's like he was reading the defense from a receiver position.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Tommy. You know, you teach receivers, if it's man, you staircase them and keep running. If it's zone, you show the quarterback both hands and just sit down in the hole, and he did a great job of reading that.
An extra point coming up right here after the penalty, and that kick is wide right. Just outside, and 19-0 our score. You look at Beams doing work in the end zone on a great throw from Finley. Dogs on top.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Without our contest officials, we would have no contest. I truly encourage our parents to be a shining example of sportsmanship regarding our contest officials and setting example for everyone, as well as coaches and fans across this state, to treat our officials with respect.
WOTM bringing you high school football here on this Saturday morning. We want to welcome the folks checking us out on Spectrum. It's SD Channel 80, HD Channel 701. Appreciate the folks at Spectrum for joining forces with WOTM. Appreciate them a bunch. And don't forget your exclusive TV home for AHSAA championship events. It is WOTM. Again, the Super 7 coming up in December. We've got basketball finals as well as baseball and softball coming up in the spring. So this will be your official place to catch all of the action.
I noticed looking over on the Opelika sideline, the trainer's working on Malik Finley. Looks like it's just a cramp, but boy, you sure don't want to lose your quarterback here as you go down the home stretch.
Return out to about the 42-yard line. That is Jones. As the rain and wind, it's just been a tough day to get anything going offensively. And 19-0, you look at Opelika, Watts with a couple of big runs to set it up, and you've also seen Finley with a couple of touchdown passes. He's been a big key in this game too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've really managed the weather pretty well as we look at a diamond shape up here at the top of your screen.
And throw the other way, unable to hang on. That time, Williams tried to hit number 88 on the outside. I believe that may be McCall. And I'll check that. As you look down, maybe we do not have an 88 on our roster for Lee. The incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10.
I tell you, the Opelika secondary has done a really good job of separating receivers from footballs and playing the ball in the air. Really pretty exceptional today.
Back to pass again. Going to try to float one out. This one may be picked off. Nope. Talk about separating the football that time. Offense turned defense.
That was a pretty good defensive play by Reggie Davis, who tried to run a wheel route down the sideline. Very well covered. And you know, if he doesn't go up there and knock that ball away, it's going to be an interception for sure.
Talked about separating the football the way the secondary is done. Their coverage today, I mean, there's just no open receivers. You know, you look and as Williams drops back, there's just really nowhere to put the football, and he's kind of trying to get a 50-50 ball, and the secondary has played extremely well.
I mean, it has been a blanket back there.
Williams throws it out that time, unable to hang on. Tried to hit Dillahay. It's incomplete. Brings up 4th and 10.
Well, the worst thing that Robert E. Lee wanted right there was a 3 and out after just giving up their 3rd score. But that's what's going to happen, and the Lee defense is going to have to stiffen up and bend their back, because another score now would just about be insurmountable.
So punting time for the Generals. Thomas back in punt formation. He's been able to get off some pretty good punts today. This one, low liner, does not get the roll and will die at about the 27-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 right there for the Bulldogs. Leading by 19, 2:46 left. You may see the Bulldogs keep it on the ground for a while and try to run some clock here. Just try to pound out a couple of first downs and keep the drive going.
Well, they've done a good job so far this half of mixing things up, and of course, the story of the game is the fine running by Watts. He's really been pretty special today.
They'll go right to him again. He'll slide through, go outside. He is popped at about the 36-yard line, but as you said, picking up good positive yardage there on 1st down. Going to stop the clock with 2:35 left. And you see the coaches emphasizing there, high and tight, hold that football. We got a player down back behind the play for Opelika, one of the big linemen. So why don't we just go ahead and take a break. 19-0, Opelika with a lead. Back in a moment.
At Oaxaca Flaca loves Papa's Ghost Pepper Wings, and we love her dance skills.
Doing my happy dance. Ghost Pepper Wings, so good.
Get the new Ghost Pepper Wings with a biscuit for just $4.99. Take them home or get them delivered.
Cap seriously loves Papa's hot honey chicken, and he's not lying.
Try. Like, it's a different type of sweet and spicy. This is actually fire. I'm not even lying.
Get our new hot honey chicken with a side and a biscuit for only $5.
Handoff trying to right side, cutting against the grain. Tolbert to about the 39-yard line. He'll pick up 3, and that's going to be an Amherst 1st down.
You know, it looks like Finley and Tolbert really have both been stamped out of the same machine. I mean, they're very similar in their styles.
There goes Tolbert this time. Out across the 45, 46-yard line. Gain of about 6, maybe even 7. Rain continuing to get harder. Looks like, according to the radar, we may be seeing some of the heaviest here in the next 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, my partner here, folks, made me feel real good when he turned to me and said, looks like we might be getting the heavy stuff here pretty soon. Well, I'd like to know what the heck this is.
Yeah, it's probably going to get a little bit heavier here in just a minute. Illegal procedure to call against the Bulldogs. You can see from that shot.
Yeah, that monsoon right there looks like we're in South Africa or Thailand. It's not the heavy stuff, folks. That's just your basic rain.
Yeah.
So
it may get a little harder here in just a little bit. A wet day in the state of Alabama. 2nd down and 8 now. Hold it for a couple.
Yeah, Lee is, I mean, you know, they've got 8 men in the box now. 4 down linemen, the 2 outside linebackers are up on the line of scrimmage, and 2 inside linebackers. They're going to take that run away.
I think with a 19-0 lead, you keep it on the ground if you're Opelika and just challenge your guys to try to keep some drives live. You don't want to give up a cheap one here. Hand it off this time. Nowhere to go for Watts. He is wrapped up by Barnes and stopped there.
Those two outside guys we talked about, they're coming hard at the snap and coming at a point where they can meet those ball carriers, and that'll shut down that running game. And you say, well, then throw the ball, but as you can see, that may not be a real good option right now.
Yeah, it's getting where you can hardly see. They're going to get the punt off.
Really a nice job of getting that ball off.
And it will roll inside the 25 and keep rolling to almost the 21-yard line. With just 12 seconds left on the clock, left here in the third.
And I'm not saying it's raining hard, but I just think I saw a cat float by and a dog just fell from the sky. So
thought I saw the arc showing up out here on the outside too. We're coming down near the Capitol. Here at Crampton Bowl.
What's the old song? Baby, the rain must fall. Baby, the wind must blow. Well, here we are.
This is it. 12 seconds left here in the third. This may wrap up the third period on the handoff in the backfield. Nowhere to run. Back at the 15. Trapped and brought down. That is Lambert on that carry. Nowhere to go. And that is going to be it for 3. It's a wet day, but you got Opelika raining down with 19 points, leading over Lee as we head to the fourth.
Kick off to saving a set of Honda Silicon.
Save all month long on a new 2020 Honda Civic from $21,300 or just $294 a month. $294 a month. Or rates as low as 0.9% APR financing for up to 60 months. Plus, get up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade when you upgrade to a new Honda.
The right people, a better customer experience, and nobody beats our bottom line price. Nobody.
Sarah Honda of Sylacauga.
Good look there at a rainy day, and Eric Speakman enduring the elements. His third season at Opelika, 22-9. He's going to get his 23rd win today, and the impressive thing, 14-1 in region play since he has been at Opelika.
Very impressive, and I tell you, equally impressive to me is he and his counterpart on the other sideline. They don't even know it's raining.
Right.
Now, I can assure you, I know another head coach that I won't mention who's talking right now that was not that way.
You knew the elements,
Oh,
didn't you?
listen, I'd have had on 8 raincoats, 6 hats.
Hand it off, trying the left side, and back to the 10-yard line. Tries to bounce out of that tackle, but Lambert's going to be stopped deep in the Lee backfield. He's unable to get anything going forward, so loss on the play brings up 3rd and 20 now.
Lambert is listed as a linebacker by trade, but pretty strong running right there.
Try to go with your big guy, try to see if he can get some kind of push against that defense. And more east and west than north and south, and not able to get anything going. (19-0) the score. Try to pass the football here, hit as he throws, and almost picked off. It's incomplete. Stinson was about a step away from hauling that one in, so it's 4th down and punting time for the Generals.
Yeah, really good upfield charge that time by the Opelika front. You can see, I mean, that's just a gap charge right here, and just a big hit right at the end of that play by Brenton Williams. A good-looking 6'3", 240-pound sophomore who does not start. That shows you the depth of their defensive line.
I don't know how Opelika does it, but boy, they always have a defensive front that can play with anybody in the state.
Well, you get a little pride going, and the bigger little guys, as they're growing up, they idolize those older guys. They want to be like them, and they get in that weight room, and it looks like they cook pretty good in Opelika too, and you get a little tradition going.
Thomas going to try to punt this ball out of here. Take a good snap. Another pretty good kick. Does take a, looked like it was going to take a roll in favor of the Bulldogs and kind of just died there. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Pretty good field position to start this drive. 10:49 left. You see the rain coming down, and as we said, the heavy stuff is really starting to make its way here into the capital city.
You know, I remember a night like this, Tommy. You got time for a story?
I always have time for a story.
You know, they used to make football shoes out of kangaroo skin. Yellowback kangaroo skin is the lightest leather there was, except for elk skin. And I bought these. They were very, very expensive. This is many, many years ago.
Bobble.
As you can see, the
still
ball
loose.
is wet. Looks like Lee's got that one.
And I believe Lee got that one.
I'm going to make this real quick. Anyway, I talked my principal and let me buy 60 pair of elk skin shoes. As we see, ball just really tough to handle right now. Nice heads-up play by the lead defender to get on that. I think that's number 9. That's Demarion Nelson. Well, anyway, I got my brand new elk skin shoes, and I'll tell you what I learned real quick on a night just like this.
That is?
Elk skin's not real good in the rain. I watched a lot of money go up real quick because that elk skin split.
Really?
And that was the end of the shoes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, about the end of my career, too.
I was going to say, I bet they appreciated you doing that experiment for the old elk skin shoes.
Yeah, that didn't go over too well. Now on a serious note, it looked like Malik Finley got shook up on that play a little bit. He was over on the sideline.
Yeah, he took a
squat over. He took a pretty good pop.
He did. Going from the Wildcat. Davis on the carry there. Able to pick up 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Generals. Again, loses it on the ground, picked up. Opelika's got it. This time recovered by Kevin Lilly, as Davis couldn't handle the snap. And Lilly gets on that fumble.
Pretty athletic move by Lilly. He picked that thing up like it was a dry ball in a pickup game.
See right there, just through the hands. And
you know, you just.
We may have this for the next 9:59.
Yeah. I mean, you got to look at all the way in and just nothing except trying to secure the ball first, and didn't do a bad job of that. You know, getting some talk here about the chain from our crew. And
oh, look here, Coach. There's more.
Oh, yeah.
There's more now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to accessorize.
Yeah, I like the chain a lot. I really like the spike shoulder pads, too.
Hand off in the backfield. Nothing doing that time. That's it right there.
Oh, my gosh.
That is the entire turnover celebration.
That's it. Where's the spiked helmet?
I thought I saw some kind of okay, he's making sure everybody gets a picture
of
this one.
Yeah,
there you go. Work the cameras, big guy.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's looking to the crowd. He's looking for his girlfriend. And if she's here today, he's got a good one.
Handoff up the middle. A couple of yards there. Going to set up 3rd down and long. As the clock continues to roll, 9:13.
And, you know, I mean, he understands how it works now. He realizes that he's got on the turnover chain and whatever that shoulder pad thing is. He knows he's on TV. That helmet is off.
That's right.
And if you may not have noticed, Tommy, there are not a whole lot of uncovered heads on either sideline.
I'm just waiting to see when he turns around and finds the camera on this side. So he's trying to spot it. Once he does, it will be showtime.
Looks like he's saying, man, this chain is cold and it's heavy.
And this rain is coming down. Handoff to Watts. Nothing there. Going to bring up 4th and long. He said, all right, Tom, got to go back to work now. So he's going to remove all of that and get ready to get back out defensively, because it looks like Opelika's going to have to punt the football away.
Good luck putting that helmet on now.
Take the snap, get it out of there again. This one's going to roll inside and goes to cross the goal line into the end zone. But one thing I do want to credit that guy right there. Let's talk a little bit about him. And you've got Jackson Bates. He's a quarterback by trade. He has done a good job. He did bobble one snap, but for the most part, the punters on both sides have done a great job of looking the football in and getting it out of there.
They really have been oblivious to the weather for the most part. Both punters have really kicked the ball very well.
In my opinion, sometimes I was looking that could be a real problem here, in elements like this. But both of them have done a really good job.
It normally is a huge problem. And, that ball they're kicking is not exactly
that was the double snap again.
Yeah, another one of those.
They go to Reggie Davis left side. Credit the center for a pretty good second snap.
He
lost it on the first.
I think he set a national record for most double snaps in a game, because I've never seen, I don't know if I've ever seen one before. And I've seen about 4 of them today.
Seen a whole lot more today than ever. But he was able to get it back there. I think he ended up batting it back, but he delivered a strike.
Well, I don't care if you take him right out of the box now. I mean, that ball's, it's going to be slick as it can possibly be.
Second down and 10. That pretty good snap. Gives it off to Davis. He'll come to the near side. 25, maybe the 27-yard line. So
still running hard.
Third down and manageable now.
But obviously, I mean, you're down 19 points. It's raining like crazy. I mean, your offense is pretty limited. I mean, throwing the football, don't think so.
We'll say third and about 4 now. Lee will try to keep the drive going, and they'll give it off. Diving out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Looks like that is a good first down carry for Davis, and he picks up the Amherst first down for the Generals.
Well, he's definitely been a bright spot for him today. He's pretty quality back.
And stoppage of play right here. Timeout called. And Opelika will take the timeout. 6:31 left in the ball game. You see the official there. It may take him Tuesday to try out. Let's talk again about local radio, and that we want to check in Van Riggs on Kicker FM as we get another call.
Going to take a shot downfield, and it's got Connor, and he catches at the 20. Connor inside the 10, 5, touchdown Bulldogs! Out of the shotgun is Finley. Finley hands it off to Watts. Watts has a first down. He's down the sidelines across midfield. Watts in the clear, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Bulldogs! Aaron Watts to the house, dogs up 12-zip on Robert E. Lee. First down and goal from the 1. Finley tried to set up a throwback, throws it into the end zone in traffic, and it's caught. Touchdown Bulldogs in traffic. That's Will Beans went up top and got it in the back of the end zone.
Great job, Van Riggs there, bringing it all the action to the folks listening in Opelika to Kicker FM 97.7. Your home for Opelika football there, Fox Sports Radio. Again, great job, Van Riggs. It's been fun listening to him make some of those great calls today, Coach.
Yeah, he really has. And, how about being a coach, huh? I mean, his expression has never changed.
No.
I mean, I don't even think Coach even knows his ring.
Man, it is coming down right now, I tell you. Handoff left side. Davis, it's about the 39-yard line. He'll pick up 7 yards. Second down and 3. These players have truly battled the elements today.
Well, and conventional wisdom tells you that, all right, let's get one on the board. Onside kick twice, throw a couple up, got a chance to win. The elements may change that strategy just a little bit. And I think what Lee's going to try to do is they want to get on a board. They want to get something positive here. There's still lots left to play for this season. I mean, they got a great shot at being a playoff team, and they want to leave this field today with a positive feeling.
Davis picks up another Amherst first down out at the 47-yard line. I will say this: an onside kick would be an adventure today.
That would be pretty interesting.
They'll go to Davis. He comes to the outside, gets a couple of good blocks, turns the corner, 45-40. Pretty good run again by Davis.
And he's been impressive now.
He has.
He really has. He's been a bright spot. And good speed, tough runner. And I tell you, it's pretty tough right now because, I mean, everybody on the field knows who's going to get the football.
Number 22 with another Amherst first down. This time, problem with the snap again, and flag comes in. That time just didn't get it off the ground. Gets back on it, but just unable to. He said, "Get that ball out of here, Coach. Give me another one."
Well, you think he's had a fun day?
Oh. Look at this rain. Wow.
I mean, this, I don't know if I've ever seen it rain harder in a football game.
I don't know.
Right now.
This is torrential downpour right here. Look at that. The water just pouring off the helmet. They'll give it off. Davis going to go to the left side. 25, and will step out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
Huge hole on the left side right there. Of course, Opelika, you know, has got several reserves in the game, but still nice wrap around that time. And lead through by Jonte Palmer, 250-pound sophomore lineman, and of course, Davis again shows you that good speed that he has.
Comes out, maybe get a little breath here. He may be gassed. He has carried the load today. Hand off. To carry that time. It's Brian Thomas. Yes, he will get it close to the Sarah Automotive red zone. Sitting right at the 20-yard line. 2nd down and 8 for the Generals. Again, thanks to Sarah Automotive for sponsoring the red zone here. They'll go back to Thomas. Crashes through, runs through a defender. We'll take it outside the 10-yard line. That's good for another Amherst first down.
Well, there's nothing fancy about all this. I mean, this is, you know, they're going to try to take care of the football and see if they can't knock Opelika out of there and get on the scoreboard.
Down 19-0. We'll go to Thomas. Chop down right at the line, but he'll dive forward to about the 8-yard line. Give him a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. He comes back out. See, these jerseys are soaked, and there's just not a dry place to get your hand on the football, to be honest with you.
I tell you what, Tommy, I think we're wet here, and we're not getting any rain here.
Lambert, right side, crashes forward down to about the 2-yard line. The ball pops loose, but I believe they will rule him down. That's a good run by Lambert, finally able to get north and south, and he hammers his way close. As he will get the Generals just right outside the goal line. He'll hand it off. Watch how he gets upfield and just runs through the defender. It takes a pretty good pop.
Yeah, really.
They're saying he was down. Again, another quick whistle, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was still moving when the ball came out. But
bobble on the snap. Scramble for it. I think Opelika got it. Yeah. Right there on the bottom of the pile. I believe getting out of there with it is going to be Lilly. Yeah, he comes out of there with it.
Well, just another exchange that just can't be handled. That ball went right through the quarterback's hands, and you can see very, very difficult to negotiate that football in conditions like this.
Lilly able to pounce on it and stop the drive. Again, it just goes right through the hands of Williams. And see, good camera shot there, guys. Coming out of there with it. Lilly with the fumble recovery, and that's going to about do it. If it was still in doubt, it's an opportunity right here for Opelika to run this last 2:42 off the clock. They'll stay in the shotgun, though. And I believe they have movement on the inside, and it is. That's going to be Barnes.
You know, sometimes it's just not your day.
That will cost 5 yards. Now bring up 1st and 5 for the Bulldogs. I believe they'll try to keep it on the ground and let that clock roll for a little bit. Watts, pretty good pop again. Guess who? Middleton up from that safety spot.
Yeah, I mean, he's been. I mean, he just hasn't slowed down the entire day. I mean, he must have 15 tackles.
Timeout called by Lee. We'll take the break and come back for the final 2:31.
Hello, I'm Taylor Sloan with the City of Oxford, with a word about one of our city's most precious resources, water. Clean water enriches our lives in so many ways, but we cannot afford to take it for granted. Remember, every time you pour something unnatural down the drain or in the environment, and every time you litter, our beautiful lakes and creeks suffer. Our city is beautiful. Let's all join together to keep it that way. Stop pollution where it starts, and help protect our waters for life.
Welcome to the WOTM family. Those of you watching on WEAC TV 24, that is Sparklight and Xfinity. Again, WEAC TV 24, Anniston, Oxford, Gadsden area. Appreciate you folks checking us out this Saturday on WOTM. Rain, rain, rain. A soggy, wet Saturday morning. Opelika trying to hold on for a 19-0 win. They'll hand it off to Watts. Watts is hit, and he will go down. 2:24 and rolling. And I believe that Lee will spend another timeout, which will leave them with one. So they will take the timeout, 2:21 left. So, Coach, you're down by 19 in a monsoon. You just trying to get the ball back and try to get some points on. Is that
you just keep playing?
I mean, you
go to the. You just keep playing. I mean, you use your timeouts. Try to get the ball back. Try to get a first down.
Coach, we got more action coming up next week. Good old rivalry game right there. Thursday at 7 o'clock. They first played in 1917. By the way, it was all Fayette County in that game, 103-0. Now, I'm pretty sure that the game will be a little bit closer this time around.
I would say
3-3 Fayette County taking on 5-1 Gordo. Again, a big 4A Region 5 battle, both trying to nail down home field advantage for the playoffs, and that's at 7 o'clock next Thursday night right here on WOTM, presented by Ox Foundations.
And we're going to get a real taste of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Communities that supports places like Gordo and Fayette County, they're the heart of this state.
Hand off to Watts, nowhere to go. Will be brought down back at about the 8-yard line, and Lee going to use their final timeout as they will use it there and force Opelika to punt the football away. But 103-0. What's the worst loss you ever took, Coach, score-wise? How about that?
Ooh, I tell you what. When I was a very young coach, we played Lynette.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Washburn was the head coach, and the first play of the game, Bobby Lee threw it. I don't know how far he threw it. He threw it as far as he had to for a touchdown. I mean, they hadn't even popped the popcorn yet. And I think I was 24, maybe 23.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what the final score was, but I mean, it was talking about getting taken to the woodshed. And that was a bad day.
But you had plenty of good ones to back that up, though.
Well, we had some good ones. My first game as a head coach. I'll tell you this story. My first game as a head coach, we played Nichols down in Louisiana. We got beat really bad, And I left our offensive coordinator in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
No, you didn't.
He rode back on the band bus.
Wow. Wow.
So
tough coach.
No. I didn't mean to leave him.
Oh, okay.
No, I would.
I was gonna say. Pretty tough.
No, I would never have done that. Willie Slater's the best football coach I've ever been around in my life. Great football coach and a great guy.
Punt rolls dead at about the 48-yard line, so Lee will get one more possession. 2 minutes left in the game.
But imagine this now, okay? Here you are. This is your first game as a head football coach. You've left. I mean, Willie's the head coach of Tuskegee now.
Right,
He's a football guy.
Absolutely.
I don't sleep. I go to the office. I start looking at the film, which is a lot of fun. At 5 a.m., the door comes open, and there's Willie. Willie, what are you doing here so early? What am I doing here? I just got back. You left me.
Oh, man.
So, and he had a diamond-shaped welt on the side of his face where he ran into the chain-link fence.
Wow.
Trying to get to the bus. So, but it wasn't my fault. It was it was Jay Jeffcoat, God rest his soul, who told me he was on the bus. So I'm blaming Jay.
Try the right side, and positive yardage for Brian Thomas there. He'll pick up about 5, looks like.
But things did get better after that.
But what a start.
Yeah, that was not too good.
Second down and about 4.5 now, and Opelika will take the timeout. Trying to sort things out defensively here with 1:38 remaining. So any games you remember in the rain besides the what was the elk skin shoes?
I tell you, the hardest rain I ever was involved in, I was the coach of the Austrian national team. And we played Augustana College out of Illinois. And it was at least as bad as what we're seeing today, if not worse. And it was a grass field. And I mean, there was 3 inches of water on the field from about the second quarter on. It never quit raining. And we won the game. We were the first Austrian team to ever beat an American team. And but I mean, it was a deluge. And I can assure you, I did not look like that. If you want to see what I look like, go to these fishing from Alaska shows where they show these boats coming in.
Thomas left side. He'll get the carry there. Yeah, I saw went to a high school game last night. Plenty of rain from 6:30 to 7, about as hard as we've seen it today. It didn't rain that way during the game, but of course it had rained all day, and at the end of it, that field was chewed up, and it'll take a few weeks or months to try to get the field back. Had a carry there for an Amherst first down. That's the big guy, Timothy Lambert, on the carry.
I got an international penalty in that game too, by the way.
How do you get an international penalty?
Well, of course, there's water everywhere, and I made it very clear we had extra balls and all this. So, there's a first down. The guy picks up the ball I just put in the game, and he rolls it to me on the sideline through the water. And I said, Dumkopf, and the flag came out.
There it is.
So
it's hard to get an international penalty.
Well,
That's a run by Lambert. Look at it. Breaking tackles. Run. There you go.
Tough inside run.
Big guy taking it in the heart of that defense, and a good run.
A lot of 1-2 with him now. He runs hard.
Finds his way into the Sarah Automotive red zone after an Amherst first down. And it's 1st and 10, ball at the 17-yard line, 36 seconds left. Got a player down for Opelika back at about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, let's not get anybody hurt late in the game now. Let's get him up, get him well.
Looking at week 8 here pretty much. You got 2 weeks left in the regular season, then the playoffs begin. As teams right now just trying to make sure they are in the playoffs and then try to up their position, try to find the best seeding that they can. And the Bulldogs going to claim that Class 6A Region 2 title, so they will be home for the first round. Lee-Montgomery still with some work to do. They've got travel to Park Crossing next week. Then they will then they will be at home against Valley. That wraps up the region schedule, and then they'll close out the season at Pinson Valley. So.
Well, they should be favored in those first 2, and they got a shot.
Of course, Friday night rivals, big game next week. Pinson Valley, Clay Chalkville. They will play next Friday evening at 7 o'clock. Of course, WOTM re-airing that game next Saturday morning at 9. Again, Pinson Valley and the Cougars of Clay Chalkville. Pretty good rivalry right there as well.
2 pretty good football traditions, too.
36 seconds on the clock. Lee trying to get on the board. Back in the ball game is Davis. He'll get the call and forward for a couple of yards. And they'll try to hurry to the line and try to get a A couple of snaps underway here as we're under 20 seconds left. Hand off this time. Davis nowhere to go. He is bottled up and dropped back at the 16-yard line. And that should do it. They can't stop the clock. And Opelika grabs the region championship, a 19-0 shutout over Robert E. Lee on a soaked day here at Crampton Bowl. And Coach, that guy right there, excited about getting this win. And again, his record in the region at 14-1 in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, really, an outstanding program and a great win for them today. And congratulations to the Opelika Bulldogs.
So the Bulldogs improved to 5-2 overall. 5-0 in region, claim that championship. Opelika, some big plays early, take advantage of turnovers, and they get the win here on this Saturday morning. We'll join you again Thursday night, Gordo, Fayette County. Our next broadcast right here on WOTM, presented by Ox Foundation.